Good news everyone, it's me Toca Tony, and today I will tell you a very mysterious and interesting story about two brothers, Boba and Boba. It all started quite normally. The brothers woke up early in the morning and already began to get ready for school. They did a little warm up, then had breakfast, and Dad, as always, took the children to school. But at one point it happened that Boba was picked up and lost on the way to school. Dad was so caught up in his thoughts that he didn't even notice. Boba didn't notice either because he was listening the music on headphones and did not pay attention for anything. Boba, on the other hand, broke away from his family and headed to the paint shop. He knew it was not good to skip school, but he really wanted to get new cans of paint. Boba finally made it to the store and bought the necessary cans as soon as possible. Boba was very happy that he did what he intended. He hid the paints in his briefcase and wanted to go to school. Boba was sure that after the paint shop, the first thing he would go back to school, so that his parents would not worry. But Boba decided to spend the day a little differently. When the father took the children to the school, he noticed that one of the brothers was missing. He couldn't believe he had lost a child. The first thing my father did was to call Boba on the phone, but the sound came from Boba's briefcase. So Boba somehow left his phone in Boba's briefcase. It's embarrassing, my father thought, and decided not to say anything to his mother for now in order to avoid unnecessary possible problems. Boba, at the time, decided that it would be a great activity to go to the railway station. Boba had never been at the station so early before. Usually it was late in the evening, when the lessons had already ended, but today it turned out to get here much earlier. Boba could not believe his luck, so for a while he just stood on the platform and looked at the passing trains. Suddenly a station worker noticed Boba and came up to ask what was happening there. Boba was a smart guy and figured out that he had a task to write an essay about the station. That's why he is here and now. He watches the train and then writes about them in his essay. In general, this answer suited the station worker and he went on to do his job. Boba quickly realized that it was not worth staying here during school hours. It attracted too much attention. Boba went to class at that time. He didn't vote, but he had nowhere to do. Besides, he was alone without a brother. So much more boring. The father at that time went in search of his lost son. First, my father went to a pizzeria. He knew that Boba liked to eat very much and couldn't be here. But the child was not there. Boba was a cunning boy and did not immediately go to the cafe, but decided to take a little walk. The frustrated father moved on. Boba wasted no time. He was very interested in fishing in the daylight and not in the evening after school. He went to the river. Here he found an excellent place to fish in the shade of trees. He really liked to sit with fishing rod and listen to the birds singing. This was very reassuring for the boy. He immediately released all the fish he caught. Boba hopes to catch his trophy. Suddenly, Boba heard a rustle behind him. He quickly turned around and saw a small bear. Boba couldn't think of anything better than to jump into the water as soon as possible and make it to shore in the safe place. Now Boba was safe but completely wet. It's good that the weather is warm now. But walking in wet clothes is completely uncomfortable. Boba decided that his best solution was to go to some store to change. Boba understood that it was impossible to return home. The boy also understood that he would not be able to go to his friends, because all his friends were in classroom at school. Boba, meanwhile, decided to play football at recess. Boba was very sad without his brother Boba, but the school day will soon be over and it will be possible to go home and play the console, even after the lessons are done. Boba continued to attend to scholar affairs. The father continued to search for his son. He absolutely could not believe that he could lose his own son. The father really wanted to find the baby as soon as possible so that there would be no problems. The next place my father went to was a large shopping mall. After all, children love anything interesting in stores. However, having lost a lot of time, the father couldn't find the child. The father was already very upset and was ready to call his mother, but he decided to walk around the city to clear his head. Just at that very moment, Boba was walking down the street. Boba was all wet, but the boy was very glad to see his father. It was a very fortunate combination of circumstances for both the boy and his dad. Dad asked Boba not to tell mom about it. The son agreed with the father. In the end, everyone was happy. In the evening, there was a big dinner with the family. Thank you for watching. There are other interesting stories on the channel. You can subscribe so you don't miss anything.